EA just dropped a ton of FC25 news, and there are some massive changes heading to the game, including champs, how the seasons work, and evolutions. So let's go through everything they revealed today. So the FC25 Ultimate Team launch update was released by EA today, just a few days before release of the full game. And this is from Gordon Farquhar, the product manager at EA Sports FC. So first things, we have official confirmation from EA that the web app is not coming out on Wednesday this year. It is coming out on Thursday, the 19th of September. And a refreshed, so revamped companion app / phone app, whatever you want to call it, will be coming out on Friday the 20th. And confirmation that if you were playing Ultimate Team 24, you get returning user packs. So last year, when it jumped from FIFA to FC24, we didn't get returning packs. But this year, we do. They're back. If you have bought the Ultimate Edition, then you get access to the game from the 20th of September as soon as it hits midnight. Whereas the Standard Edition, as you most likely know, is the 27th, the week after. During Early Access, we will get Team of the Week 1, confirmed that that is happening, Rush Objectives, Player of the Month SBCs, Special Evolutions, World Tour, and Squad Foundation releases, and much more. It's quite a lot for Early Access, to be fair. So seasons have had a massive rework this year, and the first one has been announced. You can see this right here is how things are going to work. Season 1 is called Total Rush, as that is obviously the massive brand new game mode coming to FC25. And for the first time, the season progress is going to span across multiple modes. So as they say here, if you played foot before, then the FC season will look and feel familiar. However, this time you are able to extend these to career mode and clubs. They say that we know that we have a range of players who play in a variety of different ways. We want to reward you for playing the game your way, whether that's in a single mode or across multiple modes. So you aren't forced to jump into another mode. You can play whatever you want and earn the XP that way. And so their decision is that you will be able to earn all of a mode's specific rewards by just playing in that mode or by playing whatever you want. For example, if you love playing offline, taking your team to glory in career mode, you won't be forced to jump online in clubs or Ultimate Team to earn the high-level career rewards, which... great decision. They've also said that the total number of games played per season in each mode differs substantially. So as you enter Season 1 Total Rush, you can expect to unlock clubs and career rewards in earlier levels, with foot rewards available at all levels in addition to making up the vast majority of the later levels. Makes a lot of sense. Similar to XP previously, your progress through the FC season will be tracked through season points. So they've changed it from XP to season points. It will work in exactly the same way. Instead of requiring 40,000 XP to get to the final level, it will be 40,000 SP, season points. They're awarded for completing objectives either in specific modes or at a game-wide level. You would imagine that the majority of the specific mode ones will be Ultimate Team. And as you can see, we've got some examples here of player career weekly objectives and player career seasonal objectives, and then clubs weekly objectives, bi-weekly objectives, and daily objectives. As we reflect on FC24, we feel seasonal rewards felt extra special when they connected with campaigns happening in Ultimate Team. In particular, TOTS, FOF, and Footies. In Foot 25, they're going to focus on bringing the connection earlier in the game cycle. Great decision. They've done this in the past when they used to have Footmas cards in there, but they took it away for whatever reason. So blurring the lines between season and campaign theming, as well as focusing on authentic football concepts that expand across multiple modes. Good choice. So, let's discuss some of those new rewards in the FC season as we look to Season 1, which, as we said before, is called Total Rush. Season 1 is a brand new season and campaign concept that emphasises social play and teamwork through objectives across FC25. In addition, will provide new player items well suited to Rush, which is really intriguing that they are thinking that certain cards or players are going to fit Rush specifically. So, will there be completely different metas in that compared to normal Ultimate Team? We'll have to wait and see. But on 11th of October, the Total Rush campaign will celebrate dream picks with some famous faces who bring together their styles and skills. Throughout the 6 weeks of Total Rush, you will be able to earn the first 4 confirmed promo cards that are neither hero nor icon cards. And we have got the Total Rush quartet of Muriel, Fontas, Nacho Gilles, and Gold. They respond to player feedback, saying, in FC24 we heard your feedback that the Ultimate Team experience over the course of the year can begin to feel stale, particularly if you are coming up against the same lineup game in, game out. How many times do you come up against Van Dijk and Mbappe in Champs? It's ridiculous, right? So in FC25, we're introducing a brand new concept, the World Tour. Starting in Spain, home of the European champions, sadly, we'll deliver a unique regional experience each and every season. Each season will look to deliver a range of nation or league themed content to help you build your World Tour squad. So, as you can see, Adama Traore, the first confirmed World Tour card. We'll see what they have to say here, though. In Season 1, you'll be able to take your Spanish squad into the One Nation Live friendly. In addition, keep an eye out for weekly objectives themed around La Liga, Liga F and Spanish players. Throughout the season, you'll be able to add even more Spanish La Liga and Liga F superstars to your club, in addition to squad foundations, confirmation that they're back, special EVOs and SBCs. This year, squad foundation players will provide +2 league chem instead of 1. So they're actually going to have more use case scenarios. Greater flexibility when building new squads. Look out for the weekly ones released throughout Season 1. I will just slightly pause here before continuing, because they do say that it begins to feel stale, especially if you're coming up against the same lineup game in, game out. These cards will have to be towards the top of the power curve in order to alleviate that problem. Otherwise, you're not going to see Adama in Champs. You're still going to see Mbappe. You're not going to see, I don't know, Lenormand in defence. You're going to see Van Dijk and Saliba. So the tuning of these cards and their stats and playstyles and everything really has to be done well by EA in order to try and create this larger pool of players that we will come up against, which in theory is a fantastic idea, and I really, really hope that they smash it out the park, but we'll have to wait and see. So, this is one of the biggest parts of this video, the mode and reward changes. In addition to new look seasons, we're focused on delivering some major changes to the core modes within Ultimate Team. And I tell you what, for those of you that are like me, who love Draft and have done since they put it into the game 8 years ago, or now 9 years ago, no, they don't care about it. It's so sad. There's 4 themes that are driving our decision making behind these changes. Basically, they want to split the modes. So in recent years, they say that the rewards and everything like that were beginning to feel very similar between the different modes. So they want to split that and make it feel like these are specifically champs rewards, these are rivals, these are squad battles, etc. We also want to ensure that players are more consistently finding matches that provide the right level of competition and reward elite play. This is one that was top of the mind for FC24. On reflection, we think we got to a good spot with this one over the course of the year, but missed the mark for launch. And I tell you what, this is actually really, really good to hear that they're admitting that they made a mistake. EA don't do that. They normally just sort of brush it under the carpet or never mention anything. So they think that towards the end of the game, that rewards in champs, I guess, at like the top ranks, really, really were more rewarding. But at the start of the year, that wasn't the case. And I think the majority of the community agreed. And a lot of people stopped playing champs and then came back to it when the rewards increased as the year went on. So kudos to you. Connected rewards. It's important that rewards feel connected to what's happening in Ultimate Team. So we'll be focused, spelt wrong for the second time, on delivering frequent updates to keep mode rewards relevant throughout the cycle. So you would assume that this means that they are going to relate to promos. For example, when Foot Birthday comes around, champs, rivals, squad battle rewards, all of those may contain players from the promo rather than just an 85 times 10 or something like that. It makes a lot more sense that in red picks in champs, maybe you get a chance of Team of the Week, but maybe you get a chance of Team of the Week or promo cards. People have been asking for that for years, and they do it throughout Team of the Season and then footies, so why not do it earlier in the year? Maybe this is going to be the first time that we actually see this. In FC25, we're positioning champs as the pinnacle of high-stakes competitive matchups. So they are saying that champs is the be-all and end-all, even though people qualified for like the pro events via Div Rivals, so sure. But they think that they made champs finals too accessible, particularly to lower skill players. So as a result, many players went on extended losing streaks and champs rewards didn't reach their full potential. Which is an interesting way of looking at it, because this this part doesn't really link to that part. This year, champions will not only be more challenging, but it will be more rewarding for higher skilled players. So it's going to be a massive sweat fest and constant abuse of the meta in champs this year, which we'll see how it goes. So, changes to champs playoffs. We're looking to reduce the role that playoffs play each week. We are oops, I'm accidentally translating. We're lowering the number of games, so this is a big one. Instead of having 10 games in qualifiers, you now only have 5. Previously, you had to win 4 out of 10, less than half of your games. Now you have to win 3 out of 5. That is actually a really, really big change. Not just in the fact that they've massively reduced the amount of time that you have to spend on it, but changing it from 40% to 60% win rate is huge. So they say that reducing the number of games will make each playoffs match feel competitive with more on the line, helping in 2 key ways. For players of a higher skill level, it makes the process faster. Good, we like that. For players of a lower skill level, it'll make playoffs a better reflection of your finals experience, ensuring that you'll only qualify once you are ready to be competitive. Which I think is fair, to be honest. Some people will moan that it's going to be too hard to qualify, but the point of champs is that it is supposed to be the hardest mode, and you get the best rewards for the hardest mode, so therefore not everybody should be able to access that. If you put in the time and effort to get good at the game, you're rewarded for it, is basically what they want to say. And this is how they're doing it. To help facilitate the above, we're making first-time playoff qualification more challenging. For players in lower rivals divisions, it will feel like a major milestone, whereas players in higher divisions will consistently be able to jump into playoffs each week. In addition, you'll have 10 additional attempts each season to enter into the playoffs. So that's actually really good for people that might maybe qualify like 1 out of every 2 or 3 attempts. This will actually be really, really good for them. So they do get more opportunities to qualify when it is going to be harder. I think that's a fair trade-off. For some players, playoffs was a popular arena each week to experiment with new teams of players. As we reflect on all of our modes, we think the matchmaking changes announced for live friendlies will better meet this need. This is fantastic, and we'll get into that in a second. But for Champs Finals, this means that the average skill will increase year on year, of course. So, the top finishers will earn you significantly improved rewards. This is a humongous one. We'll also be looking to better differentiate the types of rewards to help make the modes feel unique between champs and rivals. Here are the rewards if you hit rank 1 in champs in the first season. 200k, a tradable 85 times 10 and 84 times 10. I mean, already a ridiculously good start. Untradable base icon pack. I'm really intrigued to see how they're going to change these throughout the year. Like, as we get to Season 2, is that going to change from an untradable base icon pack to 2 base icons? Or will it move with the times? Will it be a promo player? Or something like that? We'll have to wait and see. Untradable 89 times 2, untradable 82 times 30, and 3 tradable Team of the Week times 3 packs. Rank 1 is insane. In addition, we want to provide our best performing players with more ways to show off their achievements in-game. One way players will be able to do this is through club customization options that are exclusive. So, if you finish in rank 1, you can get the club nickname Invincibles. You can get a celebration if you finish in ranks 1 to 3. This is the flex celebration here. So you can see, pow! So if someone does this to you, you know that they're good. Which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Because some people might just leave instantly. I don't know. However, similar to playoffs, they're going to reduce the total number of matches by 5. So Champs is no longer 20 games of finals and 10 games of playoffs. It's 20 games in total, which is massive. So we'll also be simplifying the point system in Champs Finals to help you better track what you need to achieve each rank. I think this is one of the worst parts of this entire pitch notes. Simplifying the point system is a weird way to describe a completely pointless point system. So, here you go. Each win will earn you 1 point. If you lose, you don't get a point. what's the need in a point system? So rank 1 is 15 wins, which is 15 points. 13 wins, 13... Why have they done this? I have absolutely no idea. Just bring it back to the number of wins needed gets you like gold, elite, or whatever. That was the best way. So as you can see, here are the ranks, and you can see that there are 2 win jumps between rank 1 and 2 and rank 2 and 3. So out of 15 games, I think rank 3 is going to be the top end of a solid weekend. Like, that might reflect 14 wins last year, and then you're getting up to the big boy ones with rank 2, and rank 1 is actually harder now than it was last year. You could lose a game last year. This time, you can't. So any DCs are going to hit you significantly harder when there's less games. Remember when it was 40 games that you had to play over 48 hours? Now you get like 3 or 4 days to play 15 games. My God. Imagine the generation of people coming up with this game, going back and playing FIFA 17 FUT Champs. Crazy. Right, Div Rivals. So, your division and rivals will play a key role in helping you qualify. Yeah, because it makes it easier to get points. Okay? All of these changes are centered around helping you play at your level. Naturally, rewards are a big component of that too. With such a large fan base, it's tricky to get the balance right for everyone as we think about the right number of matches for weekly rewards. As you can imagine, there's a vastly different number of average matches played in the Elite Division versus Division 8. Makes sense, because they're the more hardcore players. In FC25, we're increasing the number of wins required for weekly rewards from 3 to 5, and for upgraded weekly rewards from 7 to 15. Now that is massive, right? Absolutely massive. So you've got to play more than double the amount of Rivals games each week to get your upgraded rewards, which is kind of mad, but we'll see whether that turns out to be a good change or not. And the same, it's changing from a win system to a point system. So it is what it is, right? This change will allow us to substantially increase the value of rewards in Rivals. As an example, below you can see the upgrade weekly rewards for the Elite Division. 75k. Okay? 2 tradable 85 plus picks, an untradeable 75 gold rare players pack. That's an interesting one. Tradable 50 gold rare players pack, tradable mega pack, and 2 untradeable 83 plus team of the week player packs. It's an interesting mishmash of rewards, isn't it? And as they say here, we are overhauling the rank requirements. We're also going to streamline rival reward options into one single option. So previously, you had a choice of tradable, untradeable, or untradeable with coins. I actually took that last option as we got into the last few months of the game, because I thought it was the best value. But this time around, there's only one option. And they say that it helps them focus their time on creating exciting rewards, not trying to balance them across 33 different categories. It does make sense, however, I mean, surely it would just scale? I don't know. We now have squad battles. To help make each match in squad battles feel more meaningful, we'll be reducing the number of matches that count towards the weekly rank from 32 to 14. In previous years, you had the ability to continue making progress on objectives and evos after the 14 matches, and that will be the same this year. So you won't earn any more points after you've played your 14 matches. This is, in my opinion, a good thing, because it will mean more people will actually want to play squad battles to try and get the rewards, because 14 matches compared to 32 in a week is significantly less time consuming. Even with the 4-minute halves, it's still a lot of games to play the 32. And I've seen some people on Twitter or X saying that it sucks for the people that really try hard in FC24, for example, to get the top level rewards. However, as I pointed out about 3 years ago in a TikTok that went mega viral, EA make up accounts to like inflate the value of points that you need. It was proven. So that won't have changed. And so I don't think this really changes anything. It just might mean that a few more people actually play more squad battles than they did before. But EA will artificially inflate numbers when they see fit. Live friendlies. And they have said the purpose for friendlies this year is your shared playground for squad experimentation. In FC24, many highly skilled players found that Champs playoffs often created a low-stake environment for them to play in. It did. This has always been the intent of live friendlies, but previous matchmaking could have sometimes created overly competitive matches for top players. This also led to a lack of incentive for players to push to the highest possible rank in Div Rivals, as their friendlies experience also got more competitive. You are completely correct. In FC25, we're making changes, and the matchmaking is going to be based on form, similar to what you find in Champs. The new system will take into account your wins and losses across all live friendlies to find you a suitable opponent. Put another way, this means your live friendlies matchmaking will no longer be linked to your rival's division. I'm actually not entirely sure whether they ever officially said that friendlies was linked to your rival's division. It was just sort of figured out by the community. But hey, they've now at least officially said that that is no longer the case. And they say it's important for the long-term health of the community that newer or lower skill players are finding good matchups as they play online for the first time. That's fair. To reduce the potential for win form manipulation, only full match losses will count towards the way form is calculated. This means that if a match ends before the full-time whistle is blown, the loss won't count towards your win form. This will help ensure a level playing field and that the whole community is able to find an appropriate matchup for the skill level. I slightly disagree, because there is one way around this. As a shared playground to experiment with different and unique squads, we'll be moving more objectives and EVO requirements into live friendlies to ensure you're consistently facing players trying to achieve the same goals. So they'll move it away from rivals and champs into friendlies, which is good. However, you basically can't rage quit or insta quit in order to purposefully drop down your form / skill rating, whatever you want to call it. However, because of the way that EA's games work, unlike in other games where if you don't do a new input every so often, you'll get booted from a game, in EA's games, if you sit there and just hold this trigger for the entire game, you will not be kicked out. So the way that people can manipulate their win form is by literally sitting their controller down, upside down, like that, having the sticks pressed, or getting a rubber band or something, wrapping it around a trigger, and they just won't play. They'll go and do something else. They'll go and make their dinner, or go toilet or something, and just leave their controller held down. So it will alleviate some of it, but it won't completely get rid of it unless they figure out a way to stop people from rubber banding their controllers, which is done in many, many other games. Like Forza was a great example. People were doing AFK farming to earn credits in that game, and that's a racing game. You literally just had to put on the easiest settings, hold down the trigger, and you get unlimited credits over time. If you were found to do that, the game would stop. It would stop playing. You'd have to do new inputs. They should do that on this game, but they don't seem to want to. Season points, then. And finally, we'll be removing season points, previously referred to as XP in FC24, from all weekly mode rewards, which we trialled in FC24. In FC25, we'll be exploring more ways to frequently deliver season points through themed content that connects back to the season theme. So you can't just bump up your XP in the season by doing all of the different game modes, which I don't know whether I love that or not. I feel like it was a reward for playing the different game modes, is that you leveled up through the season progress quicker. So taking that away gives less incentivization to play each of the modes, but okay. Evolutions, then. So they have changed, basically, and in last year's pitch notes, I discussed EVOs at launch could look very different from how they look in the future as we better understood what was and wasn't working for you. Which is fair. It was their first attempt at EVOs, their first year of it. We knew that it was going to significantly change this year compared to last year. There were a number of frustrations as some players just missed out on an EVO's eligibility because of entry requirements. This happened so many times. It was so frustrating. So in FC25, we're changing the way that EVOs upgrade your players. So, let's bring it down here. This is the easiest way to explain it. Previously, if you had a card going into an Evo, okay, maybe that Evo would give you a +10 in pace, right? You would have a starting limit to how quick that player could be. So it would be max 80 pace, right? And so therefore that player would go up to 90. But if they had 85, they wouldn't be eligible. If they had above it, they wouldn't be eligible. Okay? Stuff like that. Whereas this year, if you start with 80 pace, you'd still go up to 90. If you start with 85, you'd go up to 90. If you were at 92, you'd stay at 92. So this is a really, really good change because it means that the starting cap doesn't really exist. It's just the final cap. So if you had players that were one too many pace or one too many shooting, so instead of being able to get a +10 on their shooting, they were stuck because they were one too high, that's no longer a problem. This is one of two major changes that I hoped to see by the end of FC24. We didn't, but they've completely changed it for 25. This is a major, major change. And it also means that more players are going to be eligible, and they've already said they're going to do more evolutions this year. This is just massive. For people that do past and present teams and stuff like that, as well as actually having Evo players in their main squads, this is huge. So, in addition, in FC25, we're changing where you'll complete many of your Evos to make sure, blah, 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 blah. A lot of it will be in live friendlies and Rush. I said they might try and integrate Rush a lot this year with Evos and objectives, and it looks like that is going to be the case. There will also be regular opportunities to use your squad of Evos players in live friendlies with linked objectives, providing rewards for doing so. Good decision. Icons! They have already announced the new icons, but if somehow you haven't seen them, we've got Angera, Buffon, Faudi, Miyama, Shellin, Thuram, Pichon, and Bale. Absolute beast. You will be able to do icon player careers. We've already heard about that as well. And heroes, they have added multiple new ones. This is the list. Jamie Carragher, Laura Georges, Guti, Hamsik, Eden Hazard, Tim Howard, Maicon, Matuidi, Nur, Sasic, Yapstam, Farah Williams, and Zé Roberto will be new heroes in the game. Couple of other tiny little bits. They have got a new thing on the transfer market. So, you can now see the average transfer market price of a player, which is a really, really nice addition. So, as they say here, traditionally fans have used a number of community sites to get up-to-date transfer prices. Futbin, FutGG, all of these. We still expect these sites to remain the home of the most in-the-moment prices for players who love trading on the transfer market. The aim of the average transfer market price is to provide a convenient reference point for a wider range of fans versus only showing you what's their buy now. What's their minimum buy now right now. So that is a really, really nice addition. So this is what it's going to look like. You can see the average price that this Griezmann is selling for. So a good addition by EA. I really, really hope that there isn't a world where this can be manipulated by people that are listing it really, really high or really low or something like that. I hope that this is based on... I don't actually know if it says this here. It doesn't seem to, which is a shame. This should be based on what they sell for, because the average price could be wild. If someone decides to list Griezmann for his max price, they buy every single one that they see for the normal price and then bump him all the way up. That's going to significantly change the average because they're listing him that high, even if no one's selling him. So this needs to be based on what they sell for, not what they're listed for. We'll see whether that's the case when the game comes out. Multiple versions of players in packs. We wanted to clear up any confusion in our approach with this feature. Our aim is to create more opportunities to obtain diverse versions of your favourite players. Although there might be multiple special versions of a single player in packs at once, when we add one or multiple special items, we remove their base version from packs. So there is not going to be a situation where you can get normal Mbappe in a pack when he has an inform, right? Whereas if he has an inform and a team of the year at the same time, you might pack the inform. Hopefully that makes it very clear. In FC25, we're introducing a new program called Club Membership that will reward you for playing consecutive titles from launch. So, if you played FC24, then that's a good start, isn't it? In Ultimate Team, you'll get an Ultimate Team Roll Plus evolution, some kits, tifos, and stuff like that, and you get stuff in clubs and career as well. After launch, club members will continue to receive rewards over the course of FC25. Lovely stuff. You must have played FC24 before 27th of September 2024, so you still have time to do that, right? Which is pretty cool. So these are the things that you do get. FC Finders will also unlock customization rewards in UT25, so that your friends and opponents will know you've been part of the FC franchise from the start. Incredible. Starting from the launch of FC25, EA Play members will receive a series of monthly rewards with a selection of Ultimate Team Lone Player items and draft tokens. So, cool, I guess. Pre-season and Euro rewards. If you did any of the pre-season rewards from objectives, SBCs, and evolutions and stuff like that, you will get those 10th of October. For those who did the European Journey, you will also receive an untradeable 82x2 player pack starting on the 10th. All pre-season and European Journey carryover rewards earned will need to be redeemed within 1 month. That is fine. So that is that. Everything that has been revealed today to do with the launch of FC25 and the massive overhaul of some of the modes in Ultimate Team, as well as the fact that you can earn XP in multiple modes and all of that good stuff. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. To me, this is amazing. These changes actually sound incredible. They normally sound incredible, and then the game comes out and there's problems, so you can't get too excited. However, if you just take this at face value and compare it to FC24, FIFA 23, 22, these changes sound great. And you just have to give credit where credit's due. As it stands, the excitement levels for this game, I think for a lot of people, especially those that may have fallen out of love with rivals and champs and stuff like that, I feel like those levels are going to be going back up. So, fair play, EA. The game is only a few days away, and I'm excited.